Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming today. First of all, I want to welcome all of you to our Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels. Bienvenidos todos a la Catedral de Nuestra Señora de Los Ángeles. We are joined today by our retired Cardinal, Roger Mahoney, who is our Archbishop Emeritus, also the Auxiliary Bishops, Gerald Wilkerson and Thomas Curry. As we all know, this morning in Rome, Pope Francis announced that he has accepted the retirement of Bishop Gerald Wilkerson, because last year he reached the retirement age for bishops, which is 75 years old. At the same time, the Holy Father announced the appointment of 3 new auxiliary bishops for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. Let me first say something about Bishop Wilkerson. Bishop Wilkerson has been serving the Archdiocese of Los Angeles as a priest for 50 years and as a bishop since 1998. He has fulfilled his ministry with zeal and dedication, and we are very grateful for the many things he has done for the people of God in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. We are also grateful because we know that even in his retirement, his health and energy will allow him to continue his ministry among us. I'm personally grateful to Bishop Wilkerson for his ministry, for his friendship, advice, and fraternal support since I came to the Archdiocese. So thank you, Bishop Wilkerson. Thank you. Now, for new auxiliary bishops, 2 of them are priests from Los Angeles, Monsignor Joseph Brennan and Monsignor David O'Connell. The other one is a priest from the Archdiocese of Chicago, Father Robert Barron. Esta mañana, como todos sabemos, el Papa Francisco anunció que ha aceptado el retiro de Monseñor Gerald Wilkerson, ya que ha alcanzado el límite de edad para la jubilación de los obispos. Y también el Papa Francisco ha nombrado 3 obispos auxiliares para la Arquidiócesis de Los Ángeles. 2 de ellos son sacerdotes aquí en la Arquidiócesis y el tercero es sacerdote en la Arquidiócesis de Chicago. So, I know all 3 of our new bishops, and I could not be happier. It's a wonderful day for me personally and for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. They are good priests. Each one is a man of prayer and a man of service. Each one has a heart for the poor and a passion to share the good news of God's mercy and love with everyone in the world today. Los 3 son sacerdotes excelentes y tienen un gran cariño y preocupación apostólica por todos los fieles. Son hombres de oración y de servicio. Cada uno de ellos tiene un gran anhelo de servir a los pobres y un gran deseo de compartir la buena nueva del amor y la misericordia de Dios con todos. So I am delighted and grateful that Pope Francis has called them to be auxiliary bishops. I think you have their bios and their background, but I want to introduce each one of them to you personally, and then I'll invite them to address all of you. I want to start with Monsignor Brennan, now Bishop-elect Brennan. I have been working closely with him, sometimes 24/7, for the past 3 years. He's my Vicar General and moderator of the Curia, which means he's in kind of like the CEO and the COO of the Archdiocese. It is a big job, and Bishop-elect Brennan handles it with grace and a true concern for people's needs. He's a good man and a thoughtful leader. From my own experience, I see every day that Bishop-elect Brennan has the heart of a pastor. He leads a simple lifestyle, and he would like nothing more than to be a parish priest in a small parish. Correct?
Or a big one.
Somewhere, serving the people. That's not going to happen now. It's not a small parish, because he's going to have a lot of people to serve and a lot of different responsibilities. El obispo electo Brennan ha sido un cercano colaborador mío en los últimos 3 años. Lleva un estilo de vida muy sencillo y su corazón está con la gente. Es amigo y servidor de los pobres y más vulnerables. Now, Bishop-elect O'Connell is a native of Ireland. He has served in the inner city of South Central LA. He's also a dedicated pastor with a great concern for the spiritual life of the faithful. He's one of the most respected leaders in the church and in the local community. He's a leader on issues like immigration reform, education, unemployment, housing, violence, and finding alternatives for young people in gangs. I know him to be a man of peace who knows how to bring people together in the community to find common solutions and common answers. El obispo electo O'Connell es también un párroco dedicado a sus fieles, con una espiritualidad que lleva a la acción. Es un gran líder en la comunidad, especialmente en asuntos de inmigración y justicia social, con un compromiso cristiano de servir a los pobres y a los más necesitados. Finally, Father Barron, now Bishop-elect Barron. First of all, I predict that he's going to like the weather here a lot, more than in Chicago. No more hats and gloves and snow shovels. I also know him to be a fine priest and a smart theologian, with the heart and commitment of a good pastor. He's also the author of many books, and he has an important online media ministry. He has even had a television series on PBS about the beauty of the Catholic faith and God's plan for creation. So I think God has sent him to the right place, the media capital of the world. El obispo electo Barron es también un sacerdote con una gran dedicación por la nueva evangelización, tanto en su ministerio sacerdotal como en sus responsabilidades como rector del seminario de Mundelein en la Archdiocese de Chicago. Se ha distinguido por su generosidad en el servicio de los demás. También se ha distinguido por su ministerio de evangelización en los nuevos medios de comunicación, en las redes sociales, llevando la vida y el ejemplo de Jesús a las familias, a los jóvenes, para el bien de la Iglesia y de la sociedad. Con estos nombramientos, somos testigos de que el Papa Francisco conoce bien qué es lo que necesita la Arquidiócesis de Los Ángeles, la Iglesia en los Estados Unidos y el continente americano. Agradecemos al Santo Padre, el Papa Francisco, su preocupación pastoral por la Arquidiócesis y le ofrecemos nuestras oraciones por su ministerio y por su próxima visita a los Estados Unidos este próximo mes de septiembre. I think it is clear that in appointing these new auxiliary bishops, Pope Francis really understands what the Church needs, not just here in Los Angeles, but also in the United States and across the Americas. In the Catholic Church, we believe that every bishop is ordained to carry on the mission that Jesus gave to his apostles. And I believe each of these new auxiliary bishops will help us in our mission here in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. The beautiful mission we have of sharing the love of God and the message of Jesus Christ and promoting human dignity and mercy and justice in our society. So again, I personally want to express my thanks today to our Holy Father, Pope Francis, for this great gift to the people of Los Angeles. I also want to thank all of you for being here with us to share our joy and gratitude. May God bless you and your families. Gracias a todos por venir esta mañana y por compartir nuestra alegría por los nuevos obispos auxiliares de la Arquidiócesis. Que Dios los bendiga a cada uno de ustedes, a todos los que nos escuchan y ven el día de hoy, un día de gran alegría para la Arquidiócesis de Los Ángeles y de agradecimiento especial al Santo Padre, el Papa Francisco. So now, I'm happy to ask our new auxiliary bishops to come forward for a brief presentation. So, Bishop-elect Dave O'Connell.
Good morning, everybody. I must say I feel quite nervous. I know I can walk around the streets of South LA, and I have done so for many years, where there's violence and shootings, and I don't feel the slightest bit of anxiety or nervousness. I come in here this morning and I'm shaking my boots. So what's up with that picture? But I read somewhere recently that Pope Francis, speaking to some newly named bishops, told them, don't take this as an honor or even as a title or even as a reward for good work. This call to be bishop is an invitation to follow Jesus more closely and to serve his people with more fervor. So I am very humbled and touched very deeply by the fact that somehow or other Pope Francis saw my profile and has named me to be auxiliary here in Los Angeles. I have been a priest here in this diocese for 36 years, long time. And I've loved being here in Los Angeles. It's been a great blessing in my life that God has guided me and brought me here to this archdiocese. And the more I'm a priest, the more I love the people, the more I love my priesthood, and the more I grow my love for Jesus Christ. And today I want to thank, of course, Archbishop Gomez for his trust in me and his confidence in me, and for his support all the years he's been here as our Archbishop. I want to thank Cardinal Mahoney, with whom I've had the privilege to work, and he has been my Archbishop for most of my priesthood, ever since back in 1985. And I've always been inspired by his love for the poor and his dedication for the causes of the poor and the suffering and the immigrants. And also, of course, very grateful for his support and collaboration with us as priests in our work for the poor. And I know that, really, I think that this archdiocese is one of the best in the whole country. Forgive me to Chicago and all the other great archdioceses, but I do think it's an amazing archdiocese. So there's diversity here, and I think that the faith is alive here, from the poorest parishes to the richest parishes, and every parish in between. There's a great energy and life and love for the church and love for Jesus Christ and great faith. And I've had the privilege to work in many parishes and to work especially in South Los Angeles, but I know we're all inspired by the faith of the people. To be a pastor is the greatest honor and the greatest privilege that a priest can have, to be able to share with people in the times of suffering and joy, and to be able to bring them the consolation of Jesus Christ and help them encounter Jesus and his salvation. There's no greater privilege than that. And Pope Francis is giving us a great example of a compassionate, merciful pastor. And he has been able to do that despite having all the cares of the world on his shoulders and all the cares of the church. And so with that inspiration from him, I just want to ask for prayers for my ministry And I want to say a few words now also in Spanish. So, he estado parte del Archdiocese de Los Angeles ahora por 36 años. Ha sido mi privilegio servir con el arzobispo Cardinal Mahoney, el arzobispo Gómez y los obispos auxiliares y los otros sacerdotes y laicos religiosos de esta arquidiócesis. El Archdiocese de Los Ángeles, pienso yo, es una de las arquidiócesis más excelentes en todo el país, porque hay una diversidad excelente, tremenda aquí. También aquí en cada parroquia hay gente quienes tienen energía, tienen amor por Jesús, amor por la iglesia, que quieren servir a los demás, desde las parroquias más pobres hasta las parroquias más acomodadas. Y ser un párroco es el privilegio más grande para cualquier sacerdote. Por eso hemos estado ordenados. Y es un privilegio y una bendición tener la oportunidad de caminar con la gente en sus tiempos de dificultades, en sus tiempos de sufrimientos, y ayudarlos a ellos a encontrar la misericordia y la salvación de Jesús en sus vidas. El Santo Papa Francisco nos ha dado un ejemplo excelente de un pastor misericordioso. A pesar de que tiene todos los problemas del mundo sobre sus hombros, todavía él tiene tiempo para demostrar la compasión de Jesús a la gente. Y él nos ha dado como obispos y sacerdotes y líderes en la iglesia, religiosos, él nos ha dado el desafío de demostrar la cara misericordiosa de Jesús al mundo. Este es el desafío que tenemos ahora, entrando en este tiempo del año de misericordia, del año santo de misericordia. Y con este espíritu voy a tratar de ser mi mejor para seguir el ejemplo de él, siendo un pastor comprensivo y misericordioso para la gente. Pienso que nuestras parroquias tienen la habilidad de cambiar el mundo donde estamos, y es mi privilegio servir aquí con el arzobispo y los auxiliares y los otros sacerdotes en este nuevo ministerio para mí. Gracias.
Thank you, Bishop-elect O'Connell. Now, Bishop-elect Joseph Brennan.
Gracias, señor arzobispo. Yo también quiero agradecer al Papa Francisco, al señor arzobispo Gómez, por llamarme ese papel. I do want to thank them as well. That is Pope Francis and Bishop Gómez. And I must say that unlike Bishop-elect O'Connell, I'm only half Irish, which means I'll probably speak about half as much as he did. But his words ring true for all of us. It is a prayer of thanksgiving, and I know my fellow bishop-elect are also humbled and maybe even perplexed by this call. But it's a call to serve. It is a call to be a shepherd with the shepherd of Los Angeles, Archbishop Gómez. And I do remember a week ago Sunday when I found out that this was on the horizon, that the first reading at the liturgy that Sunday was from the prophet Amos, and such a powerful story for us today, where this young prophet from the southern kingdom of Judah was sent to the sophisticated, rich people of the north and told that he was going to be a prophet and preach to them. And he was scolded by a high priest at the sanctuary of Bethel and told to go back home, go back to where you belong if you want to prophesy. And I loved his response. I didn't ask for this job. I'm paraphrasing, of course. I'm no prophet. I'm I'm a shepherd. I'm a cultivator of fig trees. But God called me from the flock to preach to you. And by God, I'm going to do it. Again, paraphrasing. But it's a comfort to know that he calls us no matter what. I'm not qualified. I don't have the credentials. But I'm here, and here for a reason. The key word, it really is thanks. Thanks to God. Thanks to all of those who had a part of our formation, our education, giving us the faith. Es la palabra clave, la palabra gracias. Hace 2 meses, desde que a mí tocó una misa allá en la parroquia de Madre Dolores, para con los pequeñitos, los puebuelos en la escuela. Y los del primer y segundo grado aprendieron alguna canción tan preciosa que contiene en sí la palabra gracias en varios idiomas. Por ejemplo, aprendieron decir gracias en japonés, arigato, en filipino, salamat, en italiano, grazie, grazie. Me encanta la forma en que hablan los italianos, ¿verdad? Con las manos y con ese acento italiano. Algunos piensan que soy yo italiano, pero no lo soy. Pero es otra cosa. Aprender a decir gracias en cualquier idioma es de entre las cosas más importantes. Agradecer al Señor, el Padre Celestial, agradecer al Señor Jesús, al Espíritu que nos acompañe en todo momento. Decir gracias a los círculos de amigos y familiares, a nuestros padres, nuestros padrinos, mi tío, Monseñor Juan, Monsignor John Brennan, un modelo de hombre, un modelo de sacerdocio para mí. Entonces, quiero concluir con esa sola palabra, la palabra clave. I want to end with that word that matters, that word that counts, and it is, thank you.
Thank you, Bishop-elect Brennan. And now, Bishop-elect Robert Barron.
Thank you, Archbishop, and good morning, everybody. It was with enormous surprise I heard the word of my appointment last week, but it is with a humble and joyful heart that I've accepted it. I'm grateful very much to Pope Francis for his confidence in me and to Archbishop Gomez for his willingness to allow me to minister in this beautiful, richly diverse, and spiritually vibrant church. I visited the Los Angeles area many times, including 7 or 8 journeys to speak at the famous Religious Education Congress in Anaheim. Over the years, I've also spoken here at the Cathedral, at St. John's Seminary in Camarillo, and at St. Thomas Aquinas College. So although I can't say I know the Archdiocese well, I have indeed been able to taste and see some of its goodness. The late Cardinal Francis George of Chicago was a mentor to me. And he taught me the central importance of evangelizing the culture, bringing the power of Christ to the arenas of politics, law, the arts, higher education, the media, and entertainment. And this has been my preoccupation over the years, informing my work as teacher, writer, and evangelist. Well, I cannot imagine a more exciting field for this sort of endeavor than Los Angeles, one of the truly great cultural capitals of the world. I believe, furthermore, that the most significant challenge facing the Catholic Church today is the attrition of our own people. That upwards of 75% of Catholics do not regularly practice their faith is directly contrary to the stated desire of the Fathers of Vatican II, and it constitutes a serious threat to the future of the Church. And if the Church loses its voice, then who will speak to an increasingly secularized culture of God, of Jesus, of salvation, of eternal life? Therefore, if I can use the words of St. Paul and make it a kind of motto for my ministry here in Los Angeles, woe to me if I do not evangelize. Tengo que confesar una cierta turbación en mi corazón por tener que dejar a mis amigos, mi familia, los ambientes conocidos, pero confío mucho en la providencia de Dios y en la bondad de las personas de esta gran arquidiócesis de Los Ángeles. Les pido que recen por mí y que me enseñen a ser un buen obispo. Que Dios los bendiga. Gracias.
Sure. Thank you for your question. It has nothing to do with the new auxiliary bishops, but that's all right. The position of the church is the same as it has been in the last 20, 30 years, and that is that we are praying and working and asking for a comprehensive immigration reform now. Our concern is obviously the dignity of the human person and the unity of the family. So it's really sometimes sad to see that it has become just a political issue when it is an issue of a human issue, of humanity. The immigrants are, as I have said many times, men, women, children, people just like us. And we need to find the solution to the broken immigration system that we have in our country. So we are totally committed to continue praying and working for immigration reform. Well, you know, I'm not a politician, so I'm a pastor, so I just I really haven't paid too much attention to what he said. But obviously, we want everybody to respect the dignity of the human person. Every immigrant that comes to this country is a human person and deserves respect and consideration because they are just people like us, men and women with families, with children that need their parents. So we hope that everyone in this country continues to respect the dignity of the human person. No, la fecha de la ordenación probablemente será a principios de septiembre. Todavía no tenemos la fecha definitiva. Y su asignación, es que esa asignación no me suena a palabra en español. Assignment is in English. Su encargo, su trabajo específico todavía no está determinado. Estamos trabajando en eso.
Yeah, good. Thank you for that. And obviously being here in this, as I say, great cultural capital and entertainment capital, which influences the whole world. That's a very important question. Something I've tried to do in my evangelical work is to reach out to TV and to movies and to popular culture and try to find what the church fathers call the seeds of the word, right? The signs, the echoes of the faith that you can see in the popular culture, and to point those out so as to lead more positively. It's easy enough to say there's all sorts of negativity within the media culture, and there is. But my preferred method is to find the points of contact and to emphasize those. You know, there are more direct ways. I think of Act One, a group here in Hollywood that's tried to bring Christians into screenwriting and so on. That's a good thing. But I think from an evangelical standpoint, to look out to the popular culture and try to find the points of contact with the faith, and thereby draw people closer to it. So that's been my strategy, the kind of affirmative orthodoxy approach, if you want. But I think that's it's a hopeful way to engage that part of the culture.
Thank you all for coming, and I'll ask everybody to continue to pray for the new auxiliary bishops and for our ministry here in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. Thank you, and God bless you all.